What's up, everyone? So after making my video, Corrections Officer Duty Belt, that video exploded, and I've been getting a ton of questions about how to be a successful corrections officer, and it's actually really simple, really easy. When I was undergoing training, I learned 3 principles, and if every corrections officer lived by these 3 principles or tenets, they would avoid a lot of headaches, and your honor, your integrity, your badge will never be questioned, and you'll be able to keep your honor, your integrity, and your badge. So let's just get right into it. First one is you have to be firm. You are there as a corrections officer. Many people don't see it this way, but you work in law enforcement. You are there to enforce the law, the rules, the regulations. And just like you come to work and your supervisors, your administration, they have expectations of you. When you go to work, you should have certain expectations of the inmates that you are, that you're ultimately responsible for those, inmates. So you have expectations of how they're going to conduct themselves. You need to believe in what you're doing. If you go in there and your heart's not there and you don't believe in what in your line of work, the inmates are going to pick up on that immediately. So you need to be firm. You can't just give an inmate a lawful order, and if he hears it in your voice that you don't actually mean it, you're going to have a lot of problems. You're going to lose the respect of the inmates, and your career is probably going to be over shortly. So despite what people think, you don't need to be 6 foot whatever, solid muscle to be an effective corrections officer. It's in your heart. You can be a short, skinny guy, whatever, but if you're firm and you're unwavering in your principles, you will get the respect of the inmates. So going on from there, you need to be fair. So this is like the balance of what they call the spirit of the law and the letter of the law. You get a lot of new guys that want to be RoboCop. They memorize all the statutes and penal codes and regulations, and they make it their goal to write up every inmate for every little violation. And they think it makes them look good, and they think they're really doing their job really well. But there's more to it than just just write-ups and catching people who are breaking violating the rules. And with that, if you're gonna write up a person on Monday for a violation, say like running a store out of their cell, a lot of facilities prohibit that. If you're gonna write that guy up on Monday for it, and you see another guy doing it on Friday, you better write up the guy on Friday for it. Because if you don't think that the guy from Monday is going to be watching you, you have a lot to learn. He's going to be watching you, and the second that you see a guy, say on Friday, running a store, and you don't write him up, you're going to have a lot of trouble. That guy can make allegations against you, maybe you're racist or whatever, or, there's going to be a lot of questions, and you don't want that. So you need to be fair. You need to apply the rules to everyone and treat everyone the same. So if you're going to let something slide for one guy, you got to be careful, because other inmates are going, they're going to see that, and then they're going to wonder why they're getting the write-up the next day. So and moving on, that kind of goes in hand with the last one, which is consistency. So we talked about being firm, we talked about being fair, walking that line between the spirit of the law and the letter of the law. We need to be consistent. So this is more about like your attitude, rather than your ability to enforce the rules. When you walk through the gates, you need to be the same person every day. If you're kind of like a quiet, reserved guy, whatever, the inmates are gonna know you as that guy. So if one day you go into work and you're just barking orders around, you're yelling at people, demanding things, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, what's wrong with this guy?" Like they're gonna see it, and it's gonna make them question you. So you just need to be the same person every day, and that goes with the fairness and the firmness. You can't just backslide, you can't flip and flop, or else people are going to manipulate you, and you're going to get yourself in a situation where you need to. Everyone should just go on Google right now and search "downing a duck." It's one of the most important things that you will read as a new corrections officer, and the last thing that you ever want to happen to you is to be manipulated. And how do you avoid being manipulated? You be consistent. If an inmate asks for a very small favor and your answer is no, it needs, I mean, you shouldn't be doing favors for inmates anyway, but just say, I mean, just read Downing a Duck and you'll see how it starts with something really small. The answer needs to be no every single day. Or if the answer is yes, you know, whatever scenario, then the answer needs to be yes every single day. So hopefully these little principles or tenets, you know, hopefully you guys understand them and they make sense to you. I try to explain them in a common sense kind of way. So just to recap, it's firm, fair, and consistent every day. You know, your administration will never have a reason to question you, and you'll keep your integrity and your honor, and most importantly, your badge. So hopefully you guys liked this. If you enjoyed it, you know, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. There'll be more videos like this, and tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks, guys.